Isn't this an interesting time? Not only having characters literally revive from the dead, whether it be in full body form or just consciousness, having the auto-scorers and Carol just now reappear to fight back against the current antagonist is kind of fun. But I do wonder, was it just a flash in the pan? Is it because they were summarily defeated quite handedly? That's it for them? No more of the stories of the auto-scorers? And also, where does the dichotomy stand with Elf9 and Carol now? Is she still willing to take a backseat and let Elf9, control everything until it gets to a stage like, okay, you're putting the body in danger now? It's a difficult thing to bear, considering that the so-called villains, as we've seen, the three of them, well, one of them is a little far gone, but the other two do generally have redeeming qualities, wanting to fight for each other and keep their little family safe. There's so many layers to everything. Mind control, Tsubasa and the others, and whatever the hell is going to happen to Miku. But to find out, we're going to have to watch more. So strap yourself in, get a drink. Let's start some Symphogear. If you're starting the episode off with Miku in the glass dome there, then I'm assuming that in the midst of Carol's return and the battle here, she's going to be dragged back into the same stuff that happened to Hibiki earlier. But it is, with the autoscores at least, something that Symphogear has done more than once, where it's either brought a character back out of nowhere, or killed them with no fanfare, or brought them back just to kill them again. So I'm not sure on which stage this is going to take. But also, yeah, this is exactly what I want to see. Not just Elf9 having a bit of get up and go and impact into the story itself, but some good animation to go along with it. It's the one that destroys miracles. I do like that, at the core of it, everyone, well, almost everyone has a good intention, I guess, wanting to upturn the world, to undo injustices, etc., etc. Well, apart from, of course, the greatest hero of all time, Dr. Vare. But due to circumstances or blinding yourself by your own self-righteousness, everyone just takes it a bit too far and can't see that there would be more on their side, and they don't have to lash out quite so much. And I'm wondering, is it going to get back to the... I still can't remember the name. Is it Custodians or something? But the early people, considering we did see that right at the beginning of this season. But it would be quite kind of naive to think that everyone of current age can succeed where they've failed, even with the power of friendship. I mean, for them, having this signature, which they know what it is, just return. Oh, shit. Well, let's hope they're still on board. If you're fighting someone and they don't even turn to look, let alone even flinch at an attack, you might be in trouble. And I got distracted by the song, actually. I'm not really reading the lyrics or anything, but also seeing them that it is comprised of the 4 auto scorers. Wait for the smoke to clear. Also, good point, yeah. The music's still playing. We can't have won yet. But yeah, now that Kao is somewhat back in charge, can she reinvigorate the auto scorers rather than leave them as discarded puppets? Especially when they're down on firepower. I mean, as it is right now, Elf9 doesn't seem as though she's in trouble. The question is, will Carol release control of the body once they're done? But it is fun to see them so on the back foot now. And especially after we've seen Hibiki and the rest of them struggle to fight against her. Are they going to have a little round table? Well, not completely illogical. Is she going to accept that gratitude? Of course, we got that character trope. Actually, I was going to say remorseful for the auto scorers and what they had to do. I mean, no one's holding her to the villain kind of archetype. She didn't need to keep that air of ingratitude. They shall remain nameless. I wonder at what stage of humanity's technology it will be that simple to transfer consciousness, and at what humanity itself would look like at that point. You need to know how to talk to someone of that caliber while they're still not in direct conflict. So, is she going to transfer what Elf9 is saying, considering she's a spare consciousness from inside? I like the background music. And also, is this going to be a revival or a return of everyone's favourite gear user? And have Miku fighting it back with them? Are they just going to run out of blood and wither away? Or... yeah, you got no such confirmations there. Or are they actually going to concede and work together and find a way to have a stable supply? And with that, the protection of the country and everything will be at hand. You won't have to rely on other nations, right? Or is this going even beyond that? And whose nightmare is this? Is it Hibiki laying on the hospital bed, or Miku in the middle of the facility? Or maybe they're sharing it. A joint dream consciousness. It is yet incomplete, though. Aha. So they need to, what, somehow sever the connection without causing a lot of feedback. Yeah, how far she's willing to go. I guess everything that was said before, everything that they've fought through and fought before, might have left a mark. Are we just gonna, be playing defense and whatnot while Hibiki's, still recovering? Religion has come in many shapes and forms, but to actually have it in such a way in this show, where it's a lot more than just human imagination and wishes for the beyond, but a legitimate interfering power that can be harnessed. That's terrifying. But it's a good place to start, and why not try it out? But, yeah. Having the backing music with such a beat, I can get behind it. Is it in any way compared to the... there you go, I was about to say that. The damage sustained with their ultimate songs and everything. I kind of like, but I really, really don't like the design of the seraphim fetus that is being taken shape by all that divinity or that divine power. Well, something's happening. They can't handle it all themselves, though. The linchpin of what draws them together isn't there. Oh, sorry, we didn't flip the switch yet. I mean, it's the main story point of a lot of this. You know, alone we are weak, but together we can do anything. Well, not weak per se, but you know. Yeah, maybe if they just sit down and talk things out rather than going on the offensive immediately. I mean, hopefully she doesn't just disregard them too much, you know, underestimate them and their resolve. We've seen it before, yeah, on all sides. And it doesn't have the power of all of them together to get through that vast amount of energy and whatnot. Oh, God. It's reacting. Well, yeah, wishes and ideals are one thing, but they can't just hope for the best. You're gonna have to call down the big guns, get the commander on the field. Is there a little labyrinth attack ever gonna work? Wow. I mean, oh, you're acting strong and whatnot, but took it out of it, didn't it? Ooh, got like a I was gonna say, yeah, got some sort of like synth club vibes to the music now. She'll be taking a back seat for a while. Well, that might not be too far in the future. Was it in... Well, you know, tie up loose ends and whatnot. Messing with the blood they've been given. No wonder they didn't agree to any contracts with actually giving them fully fledged bodies and whatnot. Well, that was simple, just cutting the umbilical cord. Huh. Actually giving them... Okay, some more than others, actually. Response to the attacks, actually. Like knocking it off center and whatnot. Necessary! Via that railgun. But if that's what gets created through two of them, what kind of attack if they all joined hands and forces? Would it be something to rival the power of a Godslayer? especially after that dream. Can't let her slip out of her grasp. All she needs is one good strike. Well, yeah, but you don't need to struggle alone or sacrifice yourself when like an extra 15 minutes of rest might do good. But did this fetus know that it's like judgment is at hand? That's why all attacks and the focus was given to Hibiki immediately. Okay. Camera movement, animation, and actually being able to follow it really has amped up, hasn't it? Considering she is just in freefall, trying to get to that enemy at the minute. How much budget did they keep in reserve just for this moment? Ooh, even with the the energy fade lines and everything, the whoa is Predator Demigorgon fetus. Is it are the others going to have her back? Huh. Oh shit. Is there a way out of this then? If she's been brought into it? That's awesome. I mean, why does she need a costume in the first place if she's going to tear it off? Some questions might not need to be asked. The lighting in this. The heavy edge lights, reflections and everything. Just taking the form of Miku. Ooh. I like that authoritative voice given to... Really? Really, you're doing this? If it didn't have the slideshow, the clip show of everything we've seen of Miku and her involvement in the series so far, then I would assume it's just the same as pretty much all stories that Symphogear has done so far, and a bit of danger, but don't need to be worried all too much. But now... are there sacrifices being, needed to make for the future of everyone? But this is really why you shouldn't be messing with forces beyond your comprehension. Never know what might happen. As far as storylines and everything goes, we've had quite a few run-ins with this divine power and whatnot, and those wanting to use it for their own goals, whether it be destroying the moon and whatnot. But it's always about harnessing that power for their own good, or and getting stronger and whatnot. What happens if that power itself feeds off of you? And as we saw Miku being drawn into it, is there anything left of her physical body down below? Or even, then what of her consciousness? And is it in everyone's best interest to let Hibiki know if there's something going wrong down there, considering then she won't be able to fight it? Yeah, in my mind, there's two ways of really going about it. It's either going to pull off the usual Symphogear double bluffs that, oh no, what are we going to do? Don't worry, she's fine. Or there's actually going to be some fully fledged repercussions and everything, and some heavy decisions to be made for the betterment of everyone. Apart from Miku and Hibiki. And obviously now having those three being so blatantly betrayed, is it going to be, all right, we're like throwing our arms down where there's no point fighting against them anymore. Obviously he's getting us nowhere. But we might have some late stage allies into this fight. And ultimately, with the auto scorers dying off again, Carol now needing to recharge after expending far too much energy, the three, I don't know what they're called, but Illuminati people out of commission as well. There really isn't much left out there to really cause trouble, apart from obviously that leader of the Sentinels dude who now thinking all of his plans are in order. Is he going to send something in just to make sure it succeeds? Remember, Tsubasa is still technically under the influence of the mind control and whatnot, I think. I don't think that entire storyline plot point was ever resolved, especially with her internal conflict and feelings, but it's only going to get worse before it gets better. Unfortunately, there's many places in which that could happen. But at least we had quite a few good songs along the way, whether it's just random backing tracks and OSTs, or a fully fledged vocal song by Carol there, while utilising the colours of the autoscorers. Like I said, I didn't really manage to read the lyrics. Then again, the font was a little off, so I wouldn't be able to do it in time anyway, but still. I do enjoy everything that's going on, even the more troubling parts. But one thing that I think I mentioned before that rubs me off the wrong way is that things do seem to come and go all too quickly. Like with the takeover of the base and everything, that was solved in what? Half an episode? Maybe an episode, if you take all the time in total. And then there's other bits where you got character crises that get solved the same episode. So having things play out, and maybe Miku is going to be the one to do it, where it's a drawn-out, foregone conclusion. Especially with a character this monumental to everything. But ultimately, I just want to see where it goes. And there's still plenty more episodes to come. But I'm late for a meeting, I think, so I need to wrap this up quickly. So if you have enjoyed this, let me know. If you want to hear more songs and some pretty damn good animation, actually, and animation quality. And really, I think just everyone involved just going a little bit further than they need to. Whether it's not because they actually enjoy the characters or not is another thing, but still, if I entertained you, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out future uploads. Maybe jump onto my Discord, which links are down below for you, for notifications when things come out, but also memes and conversations, and a vote every now and again when a new show does need to come out. But for now, definitely take care of yourselves. Get a drink, but I'll see you for the next one. If you want to be part of the reason my consciousness is fused to the channel, consider joining onto my Patreon, because without any deities getting involved, I can actually thank Sal, HTR, Darky26, Guado, Kite, Reds Racer, Ultra Pouring, Wolfie Sensei, Zug, and everyone else for allowing us to continue watching Symphogear as well as everything else. And if it wasn't for all of you, I would have stopped this song long ago.